welcome back to another episode of my life. This week I took an impromptu trip and we're currently sitting in the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee.
This was my first time ever seeing a bear that wasn't at the zoo. We were sitting in our car, we still hadn't unpacked anything, and it just came up to us. At this point, I was thrilled. I was amazed that this happened to us and how lucky we were. But if only I knew how many bears we would see this trip. Hands down, the bears were my favorite part of the trip. They really didn't seem violent, and there were signs posted that it was illegal to feed the bears, so we did not. But my suspicion is that probably the person who stayed at this cabin before did. One mama bear and her 3 cubs came by every single day. I really expected the bears to be bigger, and the fact that they're so small just makes them even cuter.
I'm here with John, who I visited in Kingston, if you watched that vlog. And our view is absolutely stunning. We're just sitting out here on rocking chairs. The itinerary for today, I think the only thing that we have for sure that we want to do is go see the Titanic Museum. Yesterday we went on, I think it's called an alpine slide, and that was exciting. I was so scared because I've always seen those TikToks where they hit the back of the person in front, and I was like, no, I'm gonna get hit. It's gonna be giving me whiplash, but it didn't. It was actually quite exciting. We've seen so many bears so far. When we came here, we were like, oh, maybe there won't be that many bears. Someone actually said there's actually not bears in the Smoky Mountains. So we were like, okay. And then when we got here, like before we had even unpacked our stuff, we saw like a teenager looking bear. And then a mother came by with her 3 cubs. And then at night, a different mother came by with her 4 cubs. So we've seen so many bears. They actually tried to get into the cars. So I guess bears are advancing quicker than I thought they were, because they understand that there's stuff in the vehicles, because there were paw prints on the door handles. This is the sleeping arrangement. I'm on the bottom and John's at the top.
When I tell you that the bears were the highlight of my trip, I'm not kidding. I have more pictures and videos of the bears than I do of myself, and that's saying something. There were stairs up to the first floor, so I think that made me feel a bit safer, because obviously the bears, they do know how to open car handles. I think that was very apparent by their behavior. Our cabin was 3 floors, so you'd walk up the stairs, and then on the first floor was kind of the games room, so they had the pool table in there, and then John and I's bunk beds. There was an attached bedroom with a jacuzzi, so one of the couples slept there, and then the 4 of us shared 1 bathroom. And then on the second floor was where the kitchen and the living room was, and also a bedroom for one of the couples. There was also a bathroom on the second floor, and then on the third floor there was just 1 bedroom. My favorite part of the second floor was that there was a balcony that wrapped around the whole cabin, so you could walk from one end to the other, and that's definitely where I spent my most time outside. Not only because it had the best view, but also I felt a little bit safer from the bears, even though I know they can climb and they could definitely get up there if they wanted to. John had never been to Dunkin', so it just felt fitting to go there. He actually really liked his drink, and I of course was thrilled to have my iced caramel macchiato. We drove around Gatlinburg. We didn't actually get out of the car, we just were looking at the views, kind of getting a feel for the area. I feel like, especially as a Canadian, it's always a culture shock when you're in America, especially a very patriotic town.
It's now 1 a.m. and John and I are playing pool still. Everyone else went to bed, but we're becoming like kind of decent. We were really, really horrible when we started out. Well, we're out here again. It's the next morning. I ended up going to bed at 3, so I am not feeling extremely well rested, but I do have my coffee. These mornings have felt kind of like I'm 80 and retired, and I love it. I don't think we have anything planned today. I think it's a pretty chill day. It is our last full day here, and tomorrow morning we're gonna head home. I still want to get souvenirs for my dad, my sister, myself, but I'm not sure if we're gonna get to that today.
If you've been following me for a while, you'd know that usually we have an end of summer road trip and we go to Texas, and I go with my own family. But this year that just didn't happen, and so it was quite the coincidence and quite perfect timing that I got invited to go on this trip. We left on Sunday morning, and I got asked about it in conversation the Sunday before, so 1 week. And initially I did want to go, but I was getting my pump on the Saturday, and so less than 24 hours later, I'd be expected to leave and go to America. And of course, America's healthcare system is very different than Canada's, so I wasn't quite sure how I felt about that. So I didn't actually give my answer until Saturday afternoon, and for context, we were leaving on Sunday at 5 a.m. Thankfully, the invite was still open, and so I got to experience all of this. As for my pump, if there is anyone interested, I know I have mentioned my pump journey a bit on the vlog, and it is going well. There haven't been any complications, and honestly, I'm finding it very helpful to have. So as of right now, the pump is sticking around. On our last full day there, we decided to go to the Smoky Mountains National Park, and it's quite a drive. We drove all the way up, and then we also completed the half-mile hike. I looked at my phone's elevation, and it said we were 2,030 meters elevated, which honestly I don't think I've ever been that high before. The view was, of course, absolutely stunning. We did make some friends. We chatted with some people. One included a man from North Carolina. We didn't bring water, and it was pretty sunny on our way to the top. By the time we got to the top, it was a bit cloudier, which was nice, and also on our hike down. On our way down, I did stop at the gift shop. We got ourselves a bottle of water, and then also I got myself 2 magnets, one that's gonna sit on my fridge and then one that's gonna go in my room. I feel like this was just something we had to do, because I'd hate to say I went to the Smoky Mountains and then I didn't even go all the way to the top and see the view from the top. After this, we just had a relaxing final night.
Oh, this is just what I need right now.
And look at the fucking coastline. Oh, I want it now.